Diện phiêu. Ok, chào mừng mọi người quay trở lại với series L.A Noire. Đây chúng ta tiếp tục đến với những vụ án trong đội hỏa hoạn. Thằng nào lại đốt nhà hay sao nhỉ? Treo đầy hạc giấy này.
House fire, bad one. At least 4 Vicks.
Đấy,
Get out there and find out what you
4
can.
người chết.
The address is 650 North Hobart.
Căng vậy. Đội này chết còn hơn cả đội án mạng nữa.
Here's what I heard. The cop caught the guy who did the dahlia, but they covered it up. Some kind of big conspiracy.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
They weren't even his
Ủa, này đẹp
prints,
phết đấy chứ.
and he still confessed.
If olive oil comes from olives, where's baby oil come from?
Can you drive to this one?
Trước là đã xử xong cái vụ
You hear about Rancho Escondido?
Are we having a conversation?
cháy nhà ở thằng
Okay, fuck it. Forget I.
I'm
nước
teasing you.
nóng
First.
này.
Tell me about it.
Cháy máy nước nóng là máy khí ga gì.
New housing developments, a couple of weeks from completion. Burned to the ground last night. GIs are ready to move in this weekend. Developer's gonna have some very angry customers.
Cái vụ ông này nói hình như liên quan đến cái dự án xây dựng nhà cho cựu chiến binh của lão tiến sĩ gì mà con tên gì đúng không? Hợp tác với lại thằng Courtney Sheldon á. Có khi là các vụ mà nó bắt đầu sâu chuỗi với nhau rồi. Có tí liên quan này. Tôi nghĩ là gần sắp hết game rồi đấy. Các vụ án bắt đầu liên kết đến với nhau rồi. Suburban Development, quỹ tái phát triển ngoại ô kìa.
You guys better see this. I hope you have strong stomachs.
Thế
Do
à?
you have a name?
Gì này?
Morelli, Mike, we recovered a picture of the family.
Okay. Anything else?
Tiếng
The
ruồi
honest
kêu
guy
kìa.
just got here, Phelps. Best you talk to Lynch. He's the expert.
Doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
I think they've been moved. Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before the fire.
Can you explain that, please?
I'm almost positive the cause of death is asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched.
Ai,
The
thảm
coloring
khốc
around
thế.
the fingertips is typical.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
I think the fire damage is post-mortem.
Chết rồi.
I think someone moved them into this room
Sau vụ nổ.
after the explosion.
It still doesn't make any sense. Why would you run into a burning building?
Cháy rồi. Chết rồi mới cháy á. Phải cả cứt. Thằng đéo nào mà phải tàn bạo nhỉ. Ai ra đi.
You ever think about how many people have died in this world? And how big heaven would have to be to
chồng.
accommodate them, Biggs?
Một chồng một vợ.
No, I have not. Show some
Ra
respect.
một nữ. Có gì diệt chủng gia đình đâu. Các nạn nhân. Đấy.
What are they doing?
Biết có bị trói
Fire
này.
effect is from the fire. Muscles and tendons
Cơ
contract.
và gân bị co rút. Đã vụ cháy. Mình chết rồi.
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires. I think the Sawyer fire went wrong.
So what about the guy we have in jail, Phelps?
We got the wrong guy.
That doesn't explain why he ran into a burning building. What would make anyone do that?
Guilt.
For the fires?
For his mistake. This guy wants to burn houses, not families. He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. Probably thought they'd be happier together.
You are one very disturbed individual, Phelps. I know you had it rough lately, but you should start to compartmentalize your thoughts.
He could be right. Can you come up with an alternative
I'm
explanation?
sure it's the same guy.
Are you telling me that some son of a bitch murdered these people, the whole family, and arranged them here like Cupid dolls?
Might fit, Cole, but I don't think we could ever prove it. There's very little evidence.
Oh shit.
Evidence?
Albert, check out the hot water system. Make sure we're dealing with the same MO.
Sure, Phelps. I'll get back to you.
Leave the rest to us, Cole. You better find out what's eating Biggs.
Ở đây anh này anh này bị
So something finally got to you.
You want my help, pretty boy? You got it. You keep riding me and you won't be pretty much longer.
We can get this guy, Herschel.
You think you've seen everything, Phelps? I was with the 2nd Marines at Bella Wood. The things that went on in that farmhouse. My own guys on fire, screaming for a way out. You're not gonna get this guy. There's gonna be no photos and no citations. We're gonna kill this miserable fuck. End of story. You get, miss?
phải nhớ lại ký ức ngày xưa đi lính.
You remember the list from the travel agent?
Sure.
The Morellis were winners too. Their name was on that list.
Christ. We should take a look around, work the neighbors, see what they know. I'll go across the street.
Okay, I'll try this side.
I haven't done this for years.
Cops.
You don't look like a
Big, right?
fireman, son.
Tôi nghĩ là chúng ta sẽ tìm bằng chứng trước. Xem có gì ở đây nào. Gỗ ở đây nổ mà nó cắm hết cả vào nhà bên cạnh luôn kìa. Đấy, chứng tỏ vụ nổ là phải lớn lắm, bay hết cả mảnh gỗ ra đây luôn. Có gì đây không? Nước à? Có nước ở đây nhỉ? C có. Cái thùng máy nước nóng giống vụ trước.
Looks like the same model.
Reginald Valley nè. Trường này rộng thế. Gì đây? Gì đấy? Tờ báo à? Lại rồi. Xem nào, housing.
How did you get my number, Ira? At first, I didn't understand you. But now I do. I'd like you to come back to the clinic. I'm helping other people now, Doctor.
I think you are confused. You haven't been to the clinic for weeks.
I'm not confused anymore, Doctor. I'm helping people be together.
Hey,
This world is only
đúng rồi, thằng này là thằng phóng hỏa nha.
I'll be happier in heaven.
Why don't you tell me where you are and I can come to you? I think the fires should end now. They've served their purpose. Oh, the fires are only beginning, Doctor. After the fires, everything will be beautiful and clean.
Everything will be erased. The world will be fresh and new.
I can see my purpose now, Doctor. And you helped me to find it.
Bắt đầu có sâu chuỗi này nè. Vậy là lão tiến sĩ này là người đứng sau với cái vụ mà hỏa hoạn. Chắc là liên quan đến cái quỹ tái thiết ngoại ô này đúng không? Nghi lắm. Là cái quỹ đấy là về sử dụng, lão này cũng là dùng cái quỹ đấy để xây nhà cho cựu chiến binh nè. Chắc là cái khu này người ta không chịu chuyển đi. Xong rồi bạn bắt buộc lão phải chơi cái trò lợi dụng bệnh nhân để ấy. Cái gì đây? Lợi dụng bệnh nhân để tốt Còn manh mối à? Đâu ta? Bên này có gì không?
All these cops. It's gotta be something big, right?
Có nhạc ở đây thì sẽ có manh mối. Không có. Đâu ta?
Keep talking. Someday you'll say something intelligent.
All these people are vultures, officer. But you can tell me what's going on.
Bên này có manh mối gì không? Đến đây nhạc nổi lên rồi. Đây có nhạc ở đây nhỉ? Đây là ra đứng gần trứng. Gì đây? Có.
Going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than staying in
Someone was
the
keeping
garage
watch.
makes you a con.
Looks like they were here for quite a while.
Canderon.
Brand looks distinctive.
Nhãn hiệu nổi bật.
A skeleton goes into a bar and
Whoever he
orders
was, he
beer
was wearing boondockers.
and a mop.
I would know that imprint anywhere.
Có dấu chân này. Ok. Hết chưa? Ok, hết mình mua rồi. Cố vấn thôi. Đó này à? Đúng rồi.
LAPD, can you tell me anything about the fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend away.
What's your name, sir?
Ông này cũng biết về
Foreman.
kinh
Dudley
nghỉ.
Foreman.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
Mặt hơi...
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new
Đúng rồi,
subdivision
chỗ
for
này cũng xây nhà
GI.
cho cựu chiến binh.
Morelli was being difficult.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Nope. Can't say as I was looking out, though.
Rồi, nói dối nhá. Mặt không liêm nhá.
You sure, Mr. Foreman? There are signs of someone hanging around over there by the fence.
Hey, now that you come to think of it, there was a guy. Kind of tall. Skinny, though.
Anything else?
Orange lumber jacket, beat-up hat, and no hair. I thought he was the pest exterminator guy who was working around here the last few days. But that guy had hair.
Người đàn ông hút thuốc.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields. You must know.
Elysian
The
Fields,
billboards,
cái công ty mà có
that
cái địa chỉ
Monroe
của cái quý đây
character
không?
beaming down at you. We've had an offer for the
Monroe.
house.
Did the Morellis want to sell?
I don't know.
Mặt không liêm tí nào.
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family is dead. They couldn't have all deserved that. I want you to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed. He built the house himself. He didn't want to sell. Stubborn fool was ruining it for all of us.
Nhà tao không bán thôi.
You said the Morellis had won a weekend away to Catalina Island?
Yeah, that's right. First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness they was away. But then I find out they were still in there.
Who was running the competition?
What? I don't know.
Liêm liêm hơn một xíu. Tin này không thật. vẻ không nói dối mà, mặt không đảo, ánh mắt nghiêm nghị lắm.
You didn't enter yourself?
I'd already agreed to sell. The competition was an incentive for those who were still thinking about it.
Thanks for your time, Mr.
Để
Foreman.
hỏi được 4 câu.
Sure. Hey, if you're interested, I have one of those competition flyers in the kitchen. I could get it for you if you like.
That would be great.
Any luck, Cole?
Couple of things. What did you pick up?
Folded piece of paper. Looks complicated.
Japanese call it origami. Can I take a look?
Sure.
Paper crane. There's a legend about them. You fold 1,000 of these and you get a wish.
Hey, don't break it.
I'm not. I'm unfolding it. It looks like a waybill or a flyer.
For what?
Elysian Field.
For Elysian Fields developments.
Leland Monroe.
Oh, I see you already have one.
Đúng cái tờ này luôn này.
When did the flyer arrive in your mailbox?
They've been arriving for weeks. This one was in the mailbox when I got home from work yesterday afternoon.
All these cops. It's gotta be something big, right? All these people are vultures, officer. But you can tell me what's going on.
I need an address for a property developer. Elysian Fields Developments.
One moment, detective.
Đầu mấy vụ án là soi chuỗi với nhau.
The address is 748 North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
You have a message. Contact Captain McKelty immediately.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
Commander?
Leads in the Morelli fire.
We're about to go and visit Elysian Fields Developments.
You're about to do what? Leland Monroe. He's a personal friend of the mayor and the chief. Are you out of your mind? I'm warning you, Phelps.
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
You have something, you bring it to me. You're hanging by a thread, Phelps. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a report on my desk today.
I've got friends who work at the Examiner. How about 5?
Kelty has warned us off over Elysian.
Makes sense. It's a dead end. We should check out Rancho Escondido.
Rancho
You know the place?
Escondido là cái gì?
Sure. Corner of Fountain and Wilton. Let's go.
Cái này là khu dự án nhà đang dở, bây giờ bị phá hủy một vụ cháy à? Để đến đây trước đây.
You can drive.
Thầy không có lựa chọn về sở, chắc là sẽ phải đến công ty kia một lượt.
Shame about Jeb. The arson desk has been trying to nail that son of a bitch for years.
He's still in custody, Herschel.
Wanna bet? Fella kicked him loose already. Can't hold him for misdemeanor cigarettes and matches. You know, there are times when you really miss a nightstick. There's more religion in the end of a nightstick than in 100 cathedrals.
I'm not gonna tell you again, sir.
Don't tell me when and how I can come and go on my own property.
It is not
This is
safe,
America,
sir.
dickhead.
Now step back, or I'll lock you up for a fray.
Son of a bitch.
À chà.
You
Láo nhỉ?
That's done it.
You've had a bad break.
I'm gonna...
This isn't the answer.
Này thì ấy da, chết nhanh thế.
I'm gonna bust you right in the
Thế là các anh cứng à? Cứng à? Ôi vào, ôi ôi, ba anh vào
Good
sọc.
thing you showed up when you did, detectives. Those folks were baying for blood.
Okay, then. Let's see if there's anything left to take a look at.
Đây có bằng chứng không? Có. Ok. Đây. Sao vào? Đây nhạc nổi ấy. Có gì ở đây à? Hay là đây? Anh này. Đây. Gì? Gạch.
Mortar is like dust. Is that normal in a fire?
Xi măng chất lượng
You'd
kém.
expect some shrinkage in the heat, but it looks like the cement barely adhered to the brick.
Xi măng.
Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Đúng rồi. Tiền từ vụ buôn bán móc phin cho ông kia, ông ấy rửa tiền bằng cách xây nhà đúng không? Dùng chất lượng kém. Đổ hết luôn.
If we're paying a visit to Elysian and ruining my career, let's bite the bullet and get on with it.
Ok, đi. Chạy đi anh ơi. Nó chạy luôn kìa.
You know the way. You can drive.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Đầu sâu chuỗi, biết sẽ xử. Mất vụ này có lần nào lên cái vụ móc phin không? Tôi còn cay vụ móc phin vãi. Mẹ vì thằng đồng nghiệp chó má.
Detectives Phelps and Biggs, LAPD, to see Leland Monroe.
Do you have an appointment?
We're the police, lady. We don't need an appointment.
Can I tell him what it's about?
It's an official investigation.
There are 2 police officers here to see Mr. Monroe.
Send them through.
And that's our cue. Thanks, ma'am.
Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
That's the creep. Walked out on his wife.
Thấy cửa
Here's what I
vào
heard.
vào
That
được.
cop caught the guy that did the dahlia, but they covered it up. Some kind of conspiracy.
He's only a writer, so he can't really help me.
What are we waiting for?
I gotta have it.
And then the louse calls and says he's going to marry an English girl.
That broad has socks in it.
Let's get moving.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We would like to speak to Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible. Mr. Monroe's schedule is booked weeks in advance.
Cut to the chase, sister. Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that, officer.
So he hired you for your intelligence?
I find that offensive.
You have every right to.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Chị cũng ốm đấy.
You like a cigar? Drink, boys.
Sure, I'll have a scotch.
Biggs, we're investigating a series of domestic fires, Mr. Monroe.
It's terrible, boys. How can I help?
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town, boys. Can you imagine the current demand for housing?
So that's your explanation, Mr. Monroe? Coincidence?
Explanation? Why, what's to explain? I advertise on radio and billboards for buyers, and I advertise for sellers using waybills.
Kiểu không hợp tác nhỉ?
We found a family burnt out in their home. Another house burned to the ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer. Our information is that they didn't want to sell.
Are you saying that's something to do with me? Is that your point?
Point is, every time we find a family barbecued, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
What do you know about a competition for families to win free vacations to Catalina Island?
My company runs many promotions. I'm not familiar with that one.
Hình như là sọc sạo nha. Có một cái tờ rơi nè. Đúng rồi, with a trip nè. Nói dối.
Level with me, Mr. Monroe. You know all about the vacation offers.
You can believe whatever you like, son. You're missing the vital ingredient called proof.
Ôi ơi, em bắt top được anh rồi.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe. You know about the prizes, and you're aware that they get given to holdouts.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Gì đấy?
You want to accuse them of murder as well?
Dọa. Mày lại dọa.
You've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm burning people out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
What happens to your plans if a family like the Morellis refuses to sell?
We work around them. Business finds a way. That's the American way.
Áo già này khó nhìn vậy.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually confined to the wastebasket of history. To answer your question, yes, we would build around them if we had to. Most people see sense.
Đúng à? Đúng luôn kìa.
What's Elysian Fields' involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulation.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Cái này có cái xi măng mà.
You're lying, Monroe. There's something out of kilter about that development.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
Đúng luôn. Đây anh ơi, em có xi măng anh ơi.
I'm no expert, but I think we'll find that the bricks being used on those houses are undersized and the mortar is faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life. Investment of that magnitude demands it. Do you think they'd vouch for the buildings without examining them? The arsonists. Do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so. The contractors I use for way bills. You suppose it could be any of them? I have a list of their names if it'd be of any help.
That would be very helpful, Mr. Monroe.
Glad to hear it. I'm always happy to help the LAPD. My secretary will provide you with that list. Did you know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund?
Glad to be of help, officers.
What's the story? Any of these names ring a bell?
Nhà thầu. Đây,
Herbert Chapman is on this list.
Find the phone. We need to know where we're at with Chapman.
Trong này có điện thoại à? Ti cùi thế.
Your boss is a fine man.
He's only a writer, so he can't really help me.
Em mượn điện thoại chị nhá.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
Đọc hết cả phù hiệu ở đây mẹ thằng nào
How could I help, Detective?
bị lộ.
Can you check whether we are still holding a Herbert Chapman?
Let me find out for you. He was released this morning, Detective.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Detective.
It's not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB on the guy?
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over KGPL shortly.
Thanks, ma'am.
Well, I love the chase till the minute I win it. A beautiful face till there's love for me in it. Give me your heart and baby I'll bill it. 'Cause I always kill the things I love.
Mẹ thằng chó.
Buy me a drink, Cole? No. Not even for old time's sake?
Not even for that.
You're not gonna ask me why I'm here?
I wouldn't give you the pleasure. We'll get around to it.
It's something quite other.
She's in fine voice this evening. I wonder how the commander would feel
Save
about...
the threats for someone who cares about them, Roy.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Will turn to surprise as you feel the pain.
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
I should have known that you were playing errand boy.
You and your doofus partner. You have been warned.
Thanks for your cooperation, officer.
I love you.
Stay away. You have no idea the type of people that are involved in that company.
I have a pretty good idea, Roy. The same kind of people that sent you here.
Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here. I've heard we've had a spate of grass fires in the hills that you and that hunchback might be able to handle. Thanks for the drink, Cole.
Sợ cảnh sát mẹ. Một luống vãi. Lại mò đến đây.
You get the message about Monroe?
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty started making noises about my pension.
Sorry about that, Herschel. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Save it, Phelps. Monroe's an asswipe. And so was Earl. And so was McKelty when it's all said and done.
KGPL calling car 11K, 11K.
11K, go ahead.
11K, the last known address of suspect Herbert Chapman is 650 North Kingsley Drive in Wilshire.
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
You fought at Sugarloaf, didn't you?
I did. But I don't like to talk about it.
You come across a guy called Jack Kelso out that way?
You know Jack Kelso?
He's an insurance investigator over at California Fire and Life. Our paths cross from time to time. For some reason, seeing you makes me think of him.
Has Jack spoken to you about his experiences on Sugarloaf? Or the rest of the campaign?
Jack keeps stum just like you do. I know what it feels like to get back from conflict. You gotta respect that.
Oh, sorry. Nó không nhìn luôn á, anh nhìn bản đồ ạ. Nó làm cho mình cái đường chỉ dẫn đường có phải là ngon đâu. Đất trống này. Xa thế. Oh.
At least we'll know where we've been if we try to retrace our steps.
Xe.
We're looking for Herbert Chapman.
I'm looking for him too. I need him to move his car so I can mow the lawn.
He's definitely not here.
I've been banging on his door off and on for a couple of hours. Yeah, he's out somewhere. There's some kind
Let's
of problem.
take a look at the car.
Did you read about the woman who stabbed her husband and then pushed him in front of the car? That's the cop who caught her.
Xe này có vấn đề à?
Let's see what he's hauling around.
Moscow. Vòng mũi này.
Motive, opportunity, and hard evidence.
Gì đấy? Đạn à? Đạn cơ 45 đây.
We should revise the APB. He's clearly armed. Definitely gives him opportunity.
Holy cow. There he is. It's Chapman. He's coming out of the laundromat. Shit. He's seen us.
Cops. Again.
Son of a bitch. He must have caught the trolley. We gotta move fast, Cole. I'll call this in. Get some cars dispatched. Car 11K calling KGPL.
Go ahead, 11K.
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All
sao mà cản được cái tàu điện này bây giờ? Chạy nhanh thế.
Stay on his ass, Cole. Don't lose him.
Sao mà cản được cái tàu điện này lại? Không phải.
See if he can damage one of the wheels. Might act like a brake and slow the thing down.
Đâm hỏng bánh tàu.
Hold him tight, Cole. As soon as he ditches the tram, we'll be there to grab him. Don't leave me hanging out here, Phelps. Move in.
Khó lái lắm.
Get me closer to the driver's cabin. I'll plug Chapman. Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here. End of the line, you little prick. Come on, Cole.
Láo.
Looks like we have our man, Cole. Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda. Seems to be more to this than a personal vendetta.
What are you talking about?
The fires benefit Elysian in some way. I don't see Chapman and Monroe working together.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman. Hard to be worrying about his side of the story when he's blasting away with that big 45.
Nice work, gentlemen. Put yourself at considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that slippery son of a bitch Chapman for as long as I can remember. I couldn't be happier than to wipe him off the scoreboard. I hope this puts to bed that crazy stuff you had going about Leland Monroe. What were you thinking, Phelps? Be calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Ôi dồi ôi. Anh này vợ sinh thì...
A letter from Lou. His insurance policy named me beneficiary.
California Fire and Life. You worked for Elysian?
The roof that he was working on collapsed.
It's a very generous settlement. Elsa, I'd like you to do something for me. I think there's something dirty about Elysian Fields.
What has that got to do with Lou?
I want you to reject this settlement. I want you to go and see an investigator named Jack Kelso and ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Isn't this police work?
Do you want to find out what happened to Lou?
Why would he help this Kelso?
Jack won't be able to help himself if he smells a rat.
He's a friend of yours?
He hates my guts. Elsa, you could take this money and let them get away with it, or we could get Jack's help and do something about it.
Why not be honest with this man, Cole? He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years
Đấy,
too
ăn
late.
ở với chị này luôn rồi. Mẹ, tự nhiên bỏ vợ đi. Thằng này tồi vãi. Tuy là nhân vật chính nhưng mà tồi vãi. Vợ sinh hơn gấp mấy lần. Bà này vừa giọng vừa khàn vừa xấu. Không hiểu sao. House of Stick à? Căn nhà của những cây gậy. Stick phải là gậy không? Sao lại mê chị này?
Mr. Kelso?
That's what the sign on the door says, miss.
Giờ tôi đóng vai thằng Kelso à?
There's
There's no need to come into the office, Ms. Lichtman. If you accept the settlement, all you need to do is sign here.
Lô hút trong ấy.
Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted to be when I grew up.
I don't accept the
What do you mean you don't accept? I think you're pushing your luck, lady. This seems to be a ridiculously generous settlement. A $200 policy with a $20,000 payout? You should...
I don't want the money.
What do you mean you don't want the money?
I want you to investigate this case. I feel my friend may have been the victim of foul play.
Okay. Let me get the case file.
There's got to be more in these files.
Đây. Một 1659.
Sounds like your friend took a hell of a fall. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thằng kia bị ngã.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Of course not.
Tôi đóng vai thằng này luôn này. Không còn là cảnh sát nữa, chỉ có thể thanh tra bảo hiểm.
What basis do you have for your claim of foul play?
Lou Buckwalter was a craftsman. I don't believe he would have made a roof that would collapse.
Như nếu mà mình không phải là người chơi nhưng mình sẽ biết đúng không? Là con này thằng nghi ngờ.
You want me to reopen this case based on your woman's intuition? That isn't going to happen. Take the money.
I've already told you I do not want the money. There's something wrong with that house.
You and Buckwalter weren't married?
No.
Then how did you become his beneficiary?
We were family friends.
Family friend? Ôi, xạo rồi. Chắc là tình nhân trước của chị gì.
You expect me to reopen this case because you come in here walking that walk? Well, I'm not buying it. I think you should tell me what the hell is going on.
You really want to know?
Yes.
We were interned together on Ellis Island. Resident alien Germans whose parents had been killed by Nazis. Do you see the irony in that, Mr. Kelso? We spent 4 years there.
So the roof collapsed. Accidents happen. What exactly are you trying to achieve here, Miss Lichtman?
Exactly what I said. I want that building thoroughly investigated.
Này thì tín hơn.
I'm intrigued, Miss Lichtman. I really am. But you're going to have to give me something if you want me to get involved in this.
There is a conspiracy surrounding Elysian Fields and the new houses they are building. I believe your insurance company is involved.
That's pretty heady stuff, Miss Lichtman. Flimsy, but heady.
I've told you what I know, Mr. Kelso. What are you going to do about it?
All right, Miss Lichtman. One final question.
Yes.
What's your address?
Is that usual?
Is there anything usual about this case, Miss Lichtman?
The address is on the letter, Mr. Kelso.
The address, not the phone number.
Gì đây? Chị anh xin luôn địa chỉ chị này à? Thôi anh ơi, đừng dính vào chị này. Chị này là bãi cướp đấy, đừng có dính vào. Chị này dính dáng đến thằng Thằng Phèo mà anh ghét lắm đấy. Cứt đấy. Ôi dồi ôi, nhìn cái điệu đi chỉ lắc mông.
Mr. Benson would like to see you in his office, Jack, upstairs. Come on, I'll walk you up.
Có nhạc nổi lên nhỉ?
Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted to be when I grew up.
Có cái gì ở đây à? Thanh tra bảo hiểm, bảo vệ người dân. Này xem rồi mà. Nào cái mảnh giấy. Nhân nhạc nổi lên.
I'll be in touch.
I'll be in touch. Có nhạc ở đây là sao ta? Gì rơi vậy? Từ chị ơi. Tự nhiên nhạc nổi lên là đéo này. Có xoay gì được không? Không tắt được không? Không. Tôi tắt được cái mẹ gì cả. Đi mẹ đi mệt quá.
You coming?
Này cao hơn câu phèo một tí.
Someone ought to take him home. He's loaded. You're the reason brothers and sisters shouldn't marry.
Anh nhớ lời em nhá, anh đừng dính đến cái chị kia nhá, chị kia là bà cứt đấy.
Mr. Benson, you wanted to see me?
Ah, yes, Jack. I'm just trying out a new putter. I noticed Elsa Lickman in the lobby.
It's the weirdest thing, Mr. Benson.
Call me Curtis, Jack. This is California.
Like I said, Curtis, this is a very strange case.
How so, Jack?
That lady, Elsa Lichtman, is refusing a 20 grand payout.
Elsa Lickman is hardly a lady, Jack. She's a jazz musician. Plays at the Blue Room in Hollywood. She has a fine pair of lungs, now that I think
She's
of
the
it.
beneficiary of this guy, Lou Buckwalter. He was killed in an industrial accident working for Elysian Fields Developments. You know Elysian?
I'm familiar with Leland Monroe. We move in similar circles.
Well, Miss Lichtman is making some pretty serious accusations. She says the case stinks and that
She's a
something
very
happened.
highly strung girl, Jack. Strung out might be a better way to put it.
It's a pretty generous payment, Curtis. I think I should look into it.
Is there anything wrong with the paperwork, Kelso?
No, there isn't, Mr. Benson.
I didn't think so. Pay the case out and get her off our backs.
I can't make her take the money,
Deal
sir.
with it, Jack. Do your fucking job.
Nóng thế.
Do I have to do everything?
No, sir, you don't.
Ánh nóng thế.
Fine, Jack. Fine. You know I have the greatest confidence in you.
Thanks, Mr. Benson.
What the hell?
Your car, Mr. Kelso?
Thanks, kid.
Giữ E. Không cần thằng lái nữa mà dịch chuyển luôn, teleport luôn. Ok. Tự đi luôn à, tự đi chứ không phải dịch chuyển. Hóa tưởng teleport được. Teleport được thì kinh quá. Có gì ạ? Trong mình có trực giác 5 điểm rồi mà. Sai thôi. Gì đấy? Biên lai dao xi măng.
That's not how my pop taught me to mix it. Someone is cutting corners.
À, bớt xén nè. Ông cụ dạy mình. Bớt xén xi măng. Bên này. Lệnh phá rỡ.
Bulldozing and starting again.
Phá đi rồi lại xây lại.
Leland Monroe, the man with the grin. Looks like he doesn't like to be disappointed.
Còn gì không? Cho xem cái này làm gì. Phải mắc cấp, phải 20 cấp là mắc à. Phải đi đâu chứ?
Hey! You just can't be walking around down here.
I'm Jack Kelso, from California Fire and Life.
I don't care if you're from the Vatican. Buzz off.
I'm investigating the accidental death of a Lou Buckwalter, and...
You deaf? Do I have to beat on you?
Ai à?
Looks like you do.
Cứng nhỉ?
You're a real asshole. You know that?
Mẹ. Anh là Marine đấy.
Take another step
Still
this
ain't
way.
sunk in, buddy.
I came to see the house where Lou Buckwalter died. You were just about to offer to show me the way.
It's out the gate and 3 houses down on the left. Don't know what you're looking for, smart guy. There's nothing there.
Then I'll poke around in the rubble.
Fine. As long as you're out of my sight.
Đó là phải ra ngoài mới kích hoạt được cutscene nè. Ôi mẹ, con đi có đoạn thế mẹ. Tự
The
đến.
place falls down and then they bulldoze it. What gives here?
Not for construction use. Không sử dụng cho công trường. Gì đây? Gạch à? Phải làm gì ở đây đây? Nhà một này xây mà không có khung thì
I survived the war for this.
không thấy khung thì chống đỡ nhỉ?
Hey, hey, what are you doing?
Nhà này mà nổ một
God damn, boy, he's having a season from
cái đấy nữa. Nhà này mà trận bão thì mẹ sập hết à?
One of these days.
Now, if you lend someone $20 and never see that person again, hey,
Let's try to piece this together.
À, và cái này là chỉ là
Why is the word abbreviation so long?
That's not right.
đúng rồi. Cái này khớp rồi.
Hey,
Keystone
there's such a thing as
Films.
soap, you know.
Who gets their lumber from a film studio?
Keystone Film. Cái thằng đéo nào đấy?
Son of a bitch.
Cháy. Thôi thì mẹ căng nhỉ. Ôi vãi. Chạy trước đi.
Son of a bitch.
À, chỉ cần nhắm là được, nó sẽ chậm lại.
Oh shit.
Đâu mẹ thì nhanh thế. Không cho thở luôn ạ. Khó thế nhỉ. Sao tôi lại phải chạy cái này? Không. Skip cái đéo này. Trơn qua bằng được.
Son of a bitch. Oh shit. Come on, Jack. This one I thought we were starting to get on.
Are you drunk, mister? Or are you just cracked?
Mẹ.
Records presents Marsha Tilton
thoại này.
Jack Kelso, California Fire and Life investigator. I need an address on the Keystone Film Company.
The address is 658 North Wilton Place. Is there anything else?
No, thank you, ma'am.
He'll never find out.
Nhưng mà chính mà không được cái này thì tốt nhỉ.
Hi, Mac. I work for California Fire and Life. I'm looking into an industrial accident.
Here?
No, not here. At a housing development over on Normandy Avenue.
So?
I found some lumber over there, had the Keystone name printed on it.
We've been closed since 41. Never quite made the transition to talkies. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund are pulling the place down.
Know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Nix.
Mind if I take a look around?
I'm kind of hungry. If someone was to leave a couple of bucks here, I might wander down the street and get a cup of coffee.
Is there a key to the gate?
No. The only guys who go in or out are some delivery guys from Elysian Fields. They're working on a housing development over at Wilton and Santa Monica. You'll have to hop it.
Đấy, phải tìm thấy đéo nào được. Đéo không cho dùng trực giác luôn kìa. Căng vậy. Cái này chặn rồi nè. Không đi được. Ok. Bên này thì sao?
It's one way to keep your costs down.
Gỗ
It's
chất
bad
lượng
it won't
thấp.
support a roof.
Not construction. Có gì không anh ơi? Có nhạc ở đây là cái đéo à? Chữ gì này? Check được rồi. Để cho dùng chiếc xác đấy. Đấy, thì phải cho nhanh. Đây à, ôi dồi ôi, mẹ thế làm sao mà thấy được.
So this is where their lumber comes
Đây
from?
là rau gỗ. Để cái tờ.
Gotta be something else around here. Wonder what's left in the building.
Còn tao thấy kinh lúc rồi. Tao thấy kinh lúc rồi nhá. Mày nó làm cái tờ giấy mà màu vàng vàng đặt trên cái gỗ màu vàng. Tờ giấy thì bé nữa chứ, bố ai mà thấy được. Đi đây. Focus. Chỉnh sao ta?
You're making quite a name for yourself.
In a great day for the future of Los Angeles, civic leaders and businessmen joined forces to launch the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing development for returning GI.
Gentlemen, this is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He's our latest investor in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Doctor, this is Curtis Benson. He's Vice President of the California Fire and Life. Pleased to meet you, Doctor. Ray Gordon, editor of the Times. Doctor, District Attorney Don Sandler, and Police Chief Warren. Gentlemen, I am delighted to be in such exalted
toàn chức sắc máu mặt trong trường, trong ông kia rất khéo là thị trưởng.
thespian fraternity. I find that those of artistic temperament are often of a fragile mental disposition. It's a short step from miscreant
Nên là
to
cho vô
cynicism.
liên tố phiện hả?
They're true. But I think we could all agree that the City of Angels does rather well basking in the reflection of the motion picture industry. Here, here. And it's something that every sucker getting off a train at Union Station wants a part of. Gentlemen, we're here to sell the American dream, and Hollywood is our greatest advertiser. So, how is your new development selling, Leland?
Cannot throw them up fast enough, Ray.
And that's part of the problem, Leland. Washington is receiving steady complaints. There's a clamor for public housing.
God damn it, Ray.
Public housing is tantamount to communism. Now, that's why we fought this goddamn war. I'm telling you, it's Reds via the back door. You can't have it both ways, Leland. The new freeways are being built to service all your developments out in the boondocks. They're all being built with government money. The GI Bill is government money. There's a difference. What difference? The GI money ends up in my pocket. I hope you mean our pockets, Leland. We're all investors. Of course, Curtis.
So, when will the freeway bond be passed on?
It still has to be ratified. It takes a long time to raise $3 billion.
I need to find a game well or a telephone.
Trời ơi, lộ hết.
In a great day for the future of Los Angeles, civic leaders and businessmen joined forces to launch the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. The Suburban Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing development for returning GI.
Gentlemen, this is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He's our latest investor in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Doctor, this is Curtis Benson. He's Vice President of the California Fire and Life. Pleased to meet you, Doctor.
Ray Gordon,
editor of the Times. Doctor.
District Attorney Don Sandler, and Police Chief Warren.
Gentlemen, I am delighted to be in such exalted company. You're making quite a name for yourself, Doctor, amongst the thespian fraternity. I find that those of artistic temperament are often of a fragile mental disposition.
It's a short step from miscreant to recidivism, Doctor.
Very true. But I think we could all agree that the City of Angels does rather well basking in.
Còn manh mối gì nữa? Còn manh mối à?
In a great day for the future of Los Angeles, civic leaders and businessmen joined forces
Tờ
to
báo
launch
này.
the Suburban Redevelopment Fund.
Ở
The
đây.
Suburban Redevelopment Fund pledges to speed up housing development for returning GIs.
Gentlemen, this is Dr. Harlan Fontaine. He's our latest investor in the Suburban Redevelopment Fund. Doctor, this is Curtis Benson. He's Vice President of the California Fire and Life.
Pleased to meet you, Doctor.
Ray Gordon, editor of the Times.
Gì với cái này?
District Attorney Don Sandler and Police Chief Warren. Gentlemen, I am delighted to be in such exalted company.
You're making quite a name for yourself, Doctor, amongst the thespian fraternity.
I find that those of artistic temperament are often of a fragile mental disposition.
It's a short step from miscreant to
Cái nó vẫn hiện này.
recidivism,
Còn
Very true. But I think we could all agree that the City of Angels does rather well basking in the reflection of the motion picture industry. Here, here. And it's something that every sucker getting off a train at Union Station wants a part of.
tăng sự cái này được.
Gentlemen, we're here to sell the American dream, and Hollywood is our greatest advertiser.
So, how is your new development selling, Leland?
Cannot throw them up fast enough, Ray.
And that's part of the problem, Leland. Washington is receiving steady complaints. There's a clamor for public
God
housing.
damn it, Ray. Public housing is tantamount to communism. Now, that's why we fought this goddamn war. I'm telling you, it's Reds by the back door. You can't have it both ways.
Chịu. À đây. Đó, vào đây à? Tưởng manh mối tờ báo.
Operator, think you could put me through to police dispatch? Thanks.
Putting you through now.
This is Jack Kelso, investigator for California Fire and Life. Can you put me through to Curtis Benson, please?
Just a moment, please, Mr. Kelso.
Jack, how can I help?
Do you know anything about the Suburban Redevelopment Fund, Mr. Benson?
I've heard of them, Jack. Building new homes for GIs.
With green lumber that was used on movie sets.
Jack, are you working the Buckwalter case?
Mr. Benson, are you part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund?
Jack, I want you to listen very clearly. Call Miss Lickman. Call her as soon as you hang up. Arrange to see her tonight and get her to agree to the settlement. Do it tonight. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
End of story, Jack. I don't want to hear another word about Elsa Lickman or Luke Buckwalter.
Can you put me through to Michigan 221?
Putting the call through.
Giống như mèo dấu cứt này.
Hello?
Ms. Lichtman, it's Jack Kelso.
Yes, Mr. Kelso.
I've been looking into your case.
Yes, and what have you found?
It doesn't look good. I need to see you.
Meet me at the Blue Room. I work there tonight. I take a break around 9. I'll be waiting at the stage door. We can talk then. Auf Wiedersehen, Mr. Kelso.
Thanks.
And don't suppose I'll make a plea, 'cause baby, you know I'm guilty.
phụ à? Thì đấy anh.
What were you doing with him?
I was doing what you asked.
I didn't ask you to meet him in an alleyway.
Why do you snarl at me? Your friend came to ask me to accept the insurance.
He's not my friend, Elsa.
I think he's a brave man, and you have placed him in great danger. You've involved him in something, and he has no idea of the risk. Can you live with that, Cole?
Elsa, I need his help, and he hates my guts.
Forget the past, Cole. He deserves a chance to say no. If he helps you, let it be on his terms.
I'll go see him in the morning.
Ôi, lại trao lưỡi với chị này nữa, vợ con ở nhà cái kìa. Mẹ ôi, ông ấy càng anh này càng ngày càng xa, đi xa quá. Này là coi như là chắc là chị ly hôn với vợ mẹ rồi. Công trường thứ hai. Thì nó chán nhờ. Tôi ghét tôi không thích cái con chị này tí nào cả. Vợ rõ ràng vợ ngon hơn. Chắc lấy vợ lâu, hay là do trầm cảm khi mà chiến trường quay về trầm cảm. Nếu có một cái phim nhiều thằng nó đi phim gì của Mỹ á, là do Andrew Garfield đóng, thế nên trở về từ chiến trường sau bị trầm cảm á. Thấy như ngoại tình với tưởng vợ ngoại tình với em trai hay sao. Đâu đây? Có gì ở đây?
You lose something, Mac?
I thought these private eye types were all wise guys with smart mouths.
Looks like the snappy repartee has all dried up.
Get on with it.
What's your hurry, Mac? You got some place to go?
You ever do the cat and mouse routine without a gun in your hand?
Now that's more like it.
Let's put a few caps and hats.
Time for you to lose some teeth. Don't worry, buddy. I'll lay you out quick.
All right, let's dance.
Ba đánh một sáng thấy đéo nào được. Chết à?
You're a worn, tough guy. You learn to take a hint. Get him downstairs and into the trunk.
Ném vào cốp thôi, chưa chết. Mày...
Sure, he turned up all right. He's wishing he didn't. He's in the trunk. He's going nowhere. The boys introduced themselves. What do you want done with him, Mr. Monroe? Yeah, I know a good place. We'll pick up a shovel and a pick on the way. It's up in the hills behind Griffith Park. We'll deal with that German bitch next.
Elsa.
What the hell?
Sorry, pal. Desperate times.
Monroe owns the city. Owns the cops. I need to find Elsa.
Gắt thế. Mất dấu rồi kìa. Tưởng mất dấu rồi chứ.
Must be his blind spot.
Tập này chạy thì chứ báo cáo vụ án đéo gì.
Where are they? Is that the last of them?
Phát rồi thằng. Anh bị thương là do anh đen thôi chứ em biết thì đéo nào được. Xử lý sao ta, toàn liên quan đến các quan chức cấp cao hết, ông nào có phần.
So you're still carrying that Army 45, Cole?
For God's sake, Cole! Call an ambulance!
Chết chưa? Hết rồi đấy. Che giấu nó. Ok. Thế thôi à? Vụ đấy căng nhà, biết tương lai thế nào. Hồi tưởng gì nữa.
Satchel charges on the cave entrance from above. Covering fire on weapons team. Look for snipers in the trees. You know the drill. No risks, no heroes, no prisoners.
You want some roast on this one, Sarge?
No, you guys have done enough. Head back to Webb's. We are going to blow every cave we come across. Close them down and move on, people.
Damn. I was hoping to get me a samurai sword.
Skipper says that Phelps has fallen behind again. He's got his fire teams checking every cave. He's lost another flamethrower. He wants you to get over there and hurry them along.
Ho, boom. Weapons compass.
Sir.
Sir.
We have a major cave complex in front of us, Hogaboom. I want flamethrowers and BAR teams to clean it out.
Begging your pardon, sir. But if it's a big complex, why don't we bring the Shermans in? They could pour it in there.
We can't wait for tanks to be brought up. I'm already behind.
Then blow the cave. No skin off our nose. Bury them.
We are going in there and clearing them out. We are doing it by the numbers, Sergeant. Get your team in place. We're moving out. Mount up! First fire team and flamethrowers. Head in!
Biến đều. Kích rồi.
Where's he going?
Where's who going?
The big cowboy. He's going in. Who gave that order?
You did.
Ok, tập hôm nay dừng ở đây nha mọi người. Tôi nghĩ là lần sau chắc là sẽ vụ án này có vẻ sắp đi đến hồi kết rồi đấy. Sắp chi tiết bắt đầu sâu chuỗi với nhau rồi. Tôi nghĩ là chắc tập sau ta sẽ kết thúc series này thôi. Cảm ơn mọi người đã theo dõi.